All right, Bianca.
Yeah.
Bianca, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I grew up in Long Beach. That's where I'm from.
Tell me about your
Signal Hill.
family.
So I went back and forth between my mom and dad growing up. Started like in kindergarten, going through court and everything. Barely went to elementary school because of that. So it was mostly between back and forth. My mom, dad. My mom lived in LA, Watts, and my dad lived in Long Beach. But for the most part, I did grow up in Long Beach.
How would you describe your childhood in general?
With my dad, it was strict. I had a lot of sisters. We would always go outside and play. I didn't really talk to my dad. Like, me and all my sisters, we don't really talk to our dad. Like, we could live in the same house and walk past each other, won't say nothing. A little abusive. That's why I was always getting in trouble in school.
Were you a fast girl?
I was always into boys, but I wasn't sexually active until I was 14. I lost my virginity when I was 14. But and on my mom's side, whenever I would go over there, I called it like the party side. Like, it was fun. Like, we got to do whatever.
Mom was looser.
Yeah, she was way more looser, taking shots as kids, dancing, having fun, just having fun. But then realized when I got older that wasn't right. So, yeah.
Any abuse in your childhood?
Yeah. That's why I was mostly going to court. It was abuse from my dad. My mom, not her. No.
But not sexual?
Sexual abuse?
Yeah.
My mom's side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old were you?
It first started when I was 12. It was like an older cousin of mine from my mom's side. And I didn't realize he was grooming me the whole time. I used to call him my favorite big cousin. He would take me to my games and everything until one night. And my mom, she knew about like how sexual like he could be with kids and stuff. And I remember one time he took me to his house and I was 12 years old and it was late. And me and my sister, it was like 2 a.m. He took us to the beach. He was like, "Do you want a shot?" And, I'm a kid, I was like, sure, why not? And then we ended up going to his house. Then it was like 3 a.m. And he woke me up out my sleep, asked me to braid his hair. I said no, I went back to sleep. He came back in the room and then pulled the covers off me while my sister was on the side of me asleep. And yeah, that's it from there.
12 years old.
Yeah. And then every now and then, like, he would come to the house, to my mom's house when I was over there, and whenever she wasn't around, he would come sneak to my room, do whatever, even when I'm asleep. So, yeah.
Do you feel like that has somehow changed you now that you're grown?
I wouldn't say just that changed me. It's a lot that changed me, really, not just that. But I would say the help that I didn't get for that would definitely affect me. Yeah.
How far did you go in school?
I dropped out my 12th grade year. I didn't finish.
You almost made it.
Almost made it. I only needed 60 more credits. But I was going back and forth to school. I was getting kicked out most of my schools because I was fighting, or I wasn't going to school. I was always ditching because I have a problem with school. Like, I cannot sit in a classroom for that long. I will panic. I have anxiety. So.
Your ADHD, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And I never, it's crazy. I used to ask my mom, like, can I get some, like, help, like, see what's wrong with me, like, why I have a problem with school. Like, teachers, like, I had an attitude problem, talking back, fighting. And then when it wasn't a problem, I'll just be sitting in class doing my work and out of nowhere, I'll just start crying. Like, I feel some type of way, like I just panic and I leave the school, don't come back. Yeah.
And you were never medicated for it or anything like that?
I never got any help, no.
Is that around the time that you got introduced to the game?
No. So when I started doing this, I was 17, and this was like a month right after my grandma died. She was my best friend. But I met some guy on Instagram, and he texted me, and like I said, I was fast, so any guy coming to me was,
Look out.
Yeah, so he texted me, and he was asking to link up, and I was like, all right. So I went to my best friend's house and linked up with him there. First time we met, we fucked. And then he asked me to hoe for him. And I was just like, all right. And
What makes a girl say all right to that? A young girl.
the dick was good. I'm sorry, the dick was good. And I was going through a lot at the time. I felt like I didn't have nobody. And I feel like he was going to be the one for me, like, you know,
So
take care of me.
there's definitely a romantic interest
Yeah.
on your part.
Yeah.
And you're willing to turn tricks
Yeah.
for him.
Yep. And I also realized I kind of knew what my lifestyle was going to be like when I was older, because when I first, when I lost my virginity at 14, that's when I, like, you know, I started becoming more, like, really sexually active. I started having sex a lot. And even before I was having sex, I knew I was always in boys' faces. Like, even my dad, I remember this one time, my dad, he made me a shirt, and on the back of it, it said, "I'm a hoe," and he told me to wear it to school.
Your dad
Yeah.
did this.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of just knew what was going to happen to me. Like, I was always having bad talk to me, you know. My dad, he didn't really tell me much about boys. Like, we didn't talk. We never really talked. Only time we're talking is when I'm in trouble. That's it.
So you had two parents, but they weren't
together, no.
But they weren't really.
Yeah. I guess
giving
they
you
had
the-
toxic relationships, too. My dad met my mom when she was
No, but a
17?
dad buying you a shirt that says "I'm a hoe" is not exactly what you want for a dad.
Yeah.
So you got introduced to this, and
At 17,
how old are you now?
19.
You're 19. So you're barely legal.
Yep.
I used to do Google searches for my own name, and I was always really disturbed what I'd find. Seeing my personal information out there for anyone to grab, it's just uncomfortable. That's why I've started using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura not only shows me which data brokers are peddling my info, but also takes action by sending opt-out requests on my behalf. Data brokers are making a fortune by selling our personal information to anyone willing to pay for it. It's not just harmless information and marketing stuff. They're selling everything from your email, home address, to your health records, even details about your relatives. Cleaning up my digital footprint isn't just avoiding scam emails. It's about protecting myself from potential hackers who could exploit that information and wreak havoc on my life. From antivirus protection to VPN and password management, Aura's got it all covered. It's like having a digital security guard on duty 24/7. I'm too busy to deal with this stuff, but with Aura, I can go about my day knowing that my privacy is being safeguarded, leaving me free to focus on what really matters. So if you value your privacy as much as I do, go to aura.com/soft white underbelly to start your 14-day free trial. The link is in the video description box below. And now back to the video.
You were doing this when you were underage?
Yeah.
17?
But then I stopped I was doing it for like a month. And then I stopped because of police and family complications.
Did your parents
a lot.
find out?
Yeah, they found out. And then I started redoing again when I was 18. And I really started doing it for sure.
What are the upsides of doing this kind of work? Fast money.
Yeah, for sure. Fast money.
Make your own hours.
Not really.
Not really?
No, I don't make
Not when
my
you got to
own.
pee.
Yeah, nah. But that's really the upside of it. Fast money, bro. That's it.
But you'll be working 7 days a week?
Mostly, yeah. I'll probably get one day off out the week, probably.
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine.
Doesn't
Walk
matter.
between the raindrops.
And you're out there pretty much almost naked in the cold.
Yep.
That's hard.
Freezing below, like. Actually, I just went to the hospital because of that. Because my body, for some reason, it stopped getting heat. Like, it would like.
Hypothermia.
It would just not get warm no more. I could sit in the heater and nothing will happen. I'll still be cold. Like, I remember one time I tried to light my toe on fire.
People are saying LA is not cold, but it's in the 40s
Yeah.
lately at night.
Yeah.
And sometimes windy too.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess today is supposed to be the most sunniest.
No, today's actually not bad.
Yeah. So.
What does this work do to you emotionally? Does it make you feel beautiful?
Honestly, it depends on the person you're working with. Like, it depends on, like,
It's how the guy treats you?
yeah.
Are some of the guys cool?
Okay, so throughout my whole time hoeing, I've only had 3 folks.
No, but I'm talking about your tricks.
I don't really. I try to not communicate with them as much. I'm really just about I try to get in and out, in and
You
out.
just,
in
you
and
just
out,
want
in
to
and out,
service
in
them
and
and get out.
out. Yeah, I don't even do regulars no more
Really?
because I always have a new phone every like 2 weeks. So it's,
Why do you keep losing your phones?
it either gets stolen outside or lost or broken. Yeah, mostly stolen though.
Are drugs a part of your life? That means yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest. When I was 18, I was doing drugs. I was going through like a really hard time in my life because I was 2 months pregnant, and then I had an abortion. And the guy I was dealing with, I was really sad about it. And then I was really suicidal also too. And I remember this one time. This is the day that actually started making me do drugs. After I had my abortion, like I got into like a big fight with my guy, and it went down on the internet. Like slandered my name. Like a lot of stuff happened on the internet, and I kind of just like gave up. I was just like, like I'm over it. And I went to the beach, Alamitos Beach in Long Beach. I went there at 2 a.m. I took like 13 Xanax, and I didn't realize that there was a lot of homeless people that live on the beach, and there was a lot of tents. And I just remember sitting there just listening to my music, Lana Del Rey, because I love some Lana Del Rey. I was listening to her music, and I started feeling woozy. And a homeless man, he came up to me. He was asking me for a lighter, but I was going in and out, couldn't really understand. Next thing you know, I woke up in his tent. And then he offered me some drugs. He was all like, "Do you want to smoke?" And I smoke weed. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll smoke." And he was like, "It's not weed." And that was the first time I ever smoked meth. And ever since then, I had stayed at the beach for like a whole week, literally. And I was doing meth. And then even after I left the beach, I was still kind of like on drugs.
And meth is still something you play around with?
No. The last time I did it was like last month. And everybody who sees this, y'all know the real me now. Yeah. But and I did coke, doing coke a lot.
Did a lot of the tricks want to do drugs with you?
Yeah, some you'll get some of them who just don't even want to date. Like some of them will just be like, "You want to hang out?"
Just want to party with you.
But yeah, no.
What have you learned about men after all these interactions you've had?
They're like babies. I don't know, like, I feel like women really gotta cater to men for real. Like, I feel like they need us. I don't know.
I think we need each other.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we're always doing that.
Not all men though. Not all men. Some men are good. Some men are good. Not all men, but the men I've met for the most part, yeah.
A lot of your clients are married?
Yeah, you got married people, kids, whole families, and yeah, everything.
Do you believe in love after what you've seen?
I still got faith. I still got hope. Yeah.
And what's your dream guy?
So I do music, and I rap. I love to write. I've always loved to write when I was little. I've always loved to write songs even when I was little. Like I made my first song in first grade. Oh my God, that was funny. Made my first song in first grade. Right now I'm actually working on an album called Whore Chronicles. So just be looking out for that, y'all. And my name is Bianca T on YouTube. But yeah, so I like music a lot. That's my most interest. And
that's what you'd love to be doing.
That's what I love to do, yeah. For the most part. Like
and
when I'm at home,
you wouldn't be the first girl to get off the streets and make music.
Oh.
Seems to be a lot of that.
Yeah. I got a few songs out, but I haven't released a song in like a year. So I'm very ashamed of that because just been going through a lot. But
where do you live? Where do you stay?
I stay with my guy, Pasadena.
And tell me about working. You work other tracks too, but Figueroa Street?
Fig or Long Beach Boulevard, but for the most part, Long Beach.
Why do you stay away from Fig?
I mean, I used to go on Fig a lot. I actually used to be on Fig a lot, always in the 60s a lot. But like a while ago, something happened. Like, I don't know what, like the mayor was shutting all the rooms down and police. And so Fig kind of got shut down for a little bit. And like every now and then I'll go see what Fig is looking like. But every time I go, it's always bullshit. It's always police. And it's just it's chaotic over there. So I'd rather go to a Blade where it's calmer.
Are you making money? Are you saving money, I guess is my question. Are you saving money?
Yeah, stacking up, trying to. Sometimes they get spent on stupid shit. But
Do you have a bank account?
no, I don't have no bank accounts.
What do you got? Shoebox?
My guy handles all that.
He handles all your money.
Pretty much, yeah.
What happens if you guys have a fight and split ways?
I mean, we've had fights and I've left him. I actually
does-
recently just came back to him.
Does he give you your money back?
Huh?
Does he give you your share of the money?
He takes care of me, as you
You
can see.
Okay. No, but I'm just saying, if you're stacking money and you're fighting, I just wonder if you're going to get a piece of that.
I mean, I always come back.
You're
But no, I won't get a piece.
You're a boomerang.
Yeah, I always come back. High school sweethearts.
Really?
Yeah, I met him when I was in 9th grade, but I wasn't hoeing at the time. So
I think a lot of my viewers probably can't comprehend how a girl can sell herself on the streets and give her money to a pimp and then love him at the same time.
yeah,
How do you do that?
I guess it's the bond that I got with him, really, because we met in high school and before the hoeing and pimping.
He accepts you for what you're doing. He's not judging you.
No, we was just goofy kids back then. Now we're just business partners.
He has other girls too?
Mm-mm.
Just you? All right, so maybe you're like boyfriend, girlfriend, and he just manages the money.
Nah, business partners. I wouldn't call us boyfriend, girlfriend.
No?
Nah.
Tell me about your clients. They're mostly Mexican?
Yeah, mostly Mexican. Now, black clients, that's tricky. For one, none of the girls are supposed to be dating blacks, for one.
I've heard that a lot.
I would make an exception if you're an old black man, like, you could always tell. Like, if you're an old black crunchy man, like, yeah.
There's not going to be any BS.
Right, and, like, if you could always tell. But there's been a few times where I have dated black men. Some went good and some went bad. So, yeah.
Your intuition becomes a big part of this occupation, doesn't it?
Yeah, I actually need to start listening to my gut feeling more. I'm hard-headed, though.
Have you had bad things happen?
Of course. Man, that's another reason why I don't play Fig. On Fig, I've gotten kidnapped, held for ransom. I've gotten robbed at gunpoint, literally standing on the street, like outside. What else has happened? What else has happened? I've gotten raped, but that's normal now. Kidnapped, I think I said that.
It's a hard life.
Yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
When you were young, you're still young, but do you have dreams of doing something with your life? Or is there something you want to do other than music? Music?
Yeah, nah. I really say music is my option A. I don't have no option B. Like,
Okay.
that's what I'm
Well,
sticking
no, I mean,
with.
you're committed.
Yeah, very. That's what I'm sticking with.
If you got talent and you're driven, you should pursue it. You get depressed? You get anxious?
Yeah, I do. I actually need to look for some therapy, but I kind of stopped doing therapy because I've always had a therapist. Like, from the time I was in elementary, I've always had a therapist, always. But I stopped trusting therapy because every time I had a therapist, cops would either show up to my door or CPS. And I understand you can't tell them certain stuff, but it's like I need somebody that I could tell everything to. Like I'm telling you this because I want you to help me, not to rat me out or, just. So I just stopped doing therapy.
Yeah.
But I think I want to open back up again since I'm more older.
It'd probably be good for you.
I hope so. Adult therapy. I think that's what I want to do.
Might help you with your music too.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have friends?
I do. I have my best friend, Nyla. Been best friends for 8 years now.
That's great.
I met her when I was
It's important to have that, I think.
Yeah. I met her when I was in middle school. I love her so much. Like, being my friend is actually really a job. Like, it's really, it's really a job. So really shout out to my best friend for real. Like, she's actually saved my life many a times, stopped me from killing myself many a times. Like, she's somebody who I really can talk to for sure, like, for real. So I love my best friend a lot.
That's really great to have that. You don't need a lot. Just need one good one.
And then I have my cousin Jazzy. I call her my friend too. So I really only have 2 friends.
That's enough.
That's it. I had a lot of friends, but when you get older, they all perish. So.
And people that know you do this kind of work, do you get a lot of judgment?
Everybody who knows me knows I do this work. I don't get judged. Nobody really judges me.
Is this a lifestyle that a lot of young women they think that this is something they want to do? They think it's cool?
I feel like some girls think it's cool. I feel like some girls have a big support system, but they still choose to do this. And then obviously there's some girls who don't have a choice. Some girls have to do this.
Do you feel like the sexual abuse that you went through when you were young kind of led you or made this an easier decision?
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said rape, normal. It's a normal thing now. It doesn't hurt me no more.
You get tough doing this kind of work, don't you?
You gotta be tough, for sure. You can't be no crybaby out there. You can't. It's not gonna work. You're gonna be stressed out. I'm still trying to build my toughness because I'm not sensitive, but I used to be really sensitive. I'm not sensitive, but I do have an anger problem.
What do you think you're angry at?
Not being understood when I was little. Not getting the help I wanted when I was little.
Do you still feel misunderstood?
I feel like there's nobody there no more to really understand me. I don't talk to my family.
You don't talk to your family?
I don't talk to my mom. I actually recently just cut her off for the last time. Yeah, I don't talk to my mom no more. It's me and her, it's toxic. We used to have a good relationship when we was little, like I said. But as I got older, she started having hatred towards me. So I don't talk to her no more. Every time.
Because you weren't behaving the way she wanted you to?
It's not even that. It was, I don't know what it was. My looks bothered her. Honestly, I feel like she was really jealous of me. And I've always had other people tell me she was jealous of me. Even my dad told me, stay away from her for real. She's not good, so.
Because you were dressing too provocatively or something?
Nah, it was, I don't know what it was really. The school part was mostly my dad. School part, I'll get in trouble mostly with my dad. But I guess my mom, she kind of fucked up, when I was little. We're having too much fun. You always hear that saying where, what's the saying? Parents aren't supposed to be your friends and stuff like that. She was my friend when I was little. And I guess now that when I got older, she was trying to
Straighten out.
Straighten out, yeah. She was trying to straighten out, but it was too late. So.
What was the best example of a loving relationship you saw in your childhood?
Me and my grandma.
No, but between a man and a woman.
Nobody. My mom's bisexual, so it was either it was with a girl or with a man. She had other men too. My mom was a stripper. And honestly, she says she's never walked the track before. I don't believe that, but my mom was a stripper.
Stripping is not a big departure from what you're doing.
No. My mom still got one little regular of hers. She calls him husband. He used to be buying us stuff when we was little and everything. But, yeah.
You were close to your grandmother?
I was very close to her. Charlotte. That was her name. I called her Nanny, though.
You're closer to her than your own parents?
For sure. Because my grandma was my mom's mom. And I will always talk to my grandma. We'll sit outside on the porch. She'll play her radio. We'll talk. And, sometimes she'll give me shots, too. Or sometimes she'll let me smoke some weed when I wasn't allowed to smoke weed at the time. I would go with her everywhere. Even though she was old, she wasn't really that old. She died when she was 61, I think. But she still had energy. She could walk to a whole nother state if she wanted to. She still had energy. So I would go with my grandma anywhere, everywhere. And then one day she just dropped dead. Yeah.
What do you think the most misunderstood thing is about girls that do this?
It all starts from somewhere. Like, I feel like girls who do this, honestly, I feel like all of us, I feel like we all have mental issues. Like, we all have something that we're going through up there, for sure. Like, I feel like it starts at a young age for some of us.
Do you have regrets?
I do. I wish I would have did better in school. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I could have done a little better.
Do you regret getting into this lifestyle?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Do you ever just have moments where you stand back and look at what you're doing and say, man, this is crazy?
Yeah, I actually just had one of those moments yesterday.
Because it is crazy.
Yeah, it is. Like, every now and then I'll think about, like, what am I doing? And then, yeah.
Do you believe you deserve something better than this?
Of course. I absolutely
you do.
Yep.
I'm telling
and I'm
you.
going to get it. Definitely going to get it.
Is it difficult to be around so many people that you can't trust?
It is. I learned to not trust people like that, because I used to be so trustworthy. Like, but the trust part, like, when you could see that your family, you can't even trust your family, like, what? You can't trust nobody. Nobody at all. Especially, like, your closest family, like your mom or dad. Yeah.
Yeah, when your dad's putting I'm a hoe shirts on you. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. And, like, all my sisters, none of my sisters, okay, so I have older sisters and younger sisters, but none of my sisters were like me. Like, none of them were fast, yeah. They were all in sports. I was in sports too. I did sports too. I played volleyball, basketball. I played soccer one time. Yeah. But my dad, he made sure we was in sports. But it's just like, he just didn't talk to us. Like, we had no relationship with the man. He was just there to provide for us. Food, table, clothes, school. That's it. That's good though. But I feel like girls, they need their dad. Like, that relationship, is very special. Like, I remember when I was younger and I had friends who had good relationship with their dad, I would get sad when they would talk about it, but, I didn't say anything. I'd just smile, be happy for them. But I get sad and think, like, damn, what does me and my dad got? Nothing. And, yeah.
Yeah, a girl needs her dad. Just to show her what's real and what's not.
I actually just talked to him today. That's crazy. Just talked to him. But the last time I talked to him before today was maybe like 5 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really don't talk to him. He lives in Georgia now, though. So, yeah.
And Bianca, what would you say is the most important thing you've learned in your life?
That you only got yourself. You only have yourself. No matter how much people say that they care for you or are there for you, you really only have yourself. I mean, you might really have somebody who cares for you, but in the end, you're going to have yourself. So you got to take care of yourself first before you take care of somebody else. And I wish I would have learned that earlier. Like, be selfish. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish. Don't let nobody manipulate you and tell you that it's not, because it is. Because at the end of the day, being selfish, it might save you one day. And I wish I would have learned that. But, yeah.
All right. Bianca, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Of course.
Be safe out there.
Thank you, Mark.
All right.
Oh, and shout out to Chato for bringing me.
Thank you, Chato.